Hello there. The purpose of this presentation is to give you some ideas about what activities to carry out when studying. So the best place to find out how to study a subject is probably from your teachers. There's also a booklet that every pupil was given with advice on how to study, which can be found on Google Classroom as well. So it's just got practical things to consider when getting yourself organised and ideas for what you might actually do when studying. This slide's just about how much we remember when we learn in different ways. So reading alone only results maybe in you remembering about 10% of what you've read. And when you read through this little slide, you can see if you actually take part in a discussion, then 70% of what you're learning about might stick in your head. If you answer questions or try to solve some problems using your knowledge, then 80% of that might stay with you. And if you manage to explain something to another person, maybe up to 75% of it could stick in your head. So in order to actually remember new facts and to learn things well, we can't just read it. Reading alone won't really do the trick. You need to do other things like talking and answering exam questions and explaining to friends or to others. So what types of activities might you carry out when you're actually spending some time studying? Number one, probably the best thing to do would be remove any distractions, like your phone. So maybe put it in another room. Then when you are reading maybe a revision guide, don't try to read a huge amount in one session. 2 or 3 pages might be enough to focus on and to read and think about carefully. Drawing a mind map can be useful, or making your own notes, making flashcards. The next few slides will talk about these in a little bit more detail. It's really good to try to identify your weaknesses and then think about how to fix them so that they're no longer weaknesses. Explaining what you've learned to someone else is a fantastic idea. And you could give someone else the booklet that you've been reading from and ask them maybe to just read out a heading and see if you can actually say things out loud about what you've read and remembered. Writing answers to exam questions and marking them is fantastic. And best thing of all you could do, which is really clever, is trying to write some questions of your own and the answers that would go with them, because that shows that you really understand what you have to know and the way that it might appear in an exam so that you can recognise it. It'd be good to share those questions with friends. So when you're reading, from school we will give you some reading materials and there'll be some available online as well. It's a good idea to read it out loud to actually use the language and say it. Then there's a chance you might remember it and be able to use it in a sentence when answering. Reading information more than once is a good idea. More chance it will stick in your head. Highlighting important parts. Maybe put your notes away and see if you can actually remember some facts once the information's not right in front of you. You could ask friends or family to maybe test you on what's in your notes or on vocabulary or on flashcards. A mind map, there's lots of different ways you might choose to draw your mind map. There's an example here that's got different colours in it and it's got thicker lines and then thinner lines with more ideas. The idea of a mind map is colour can help you to remember things. Being able to draw little pictures can help things to stick in your head as well. And it lets you kind of trim things down to the main points that will just trigger your memories. Making your own notes is an excellent thing to do when studying. Try to summarise main points and not just copy out huge quantities over and over again. Summarising is excellent. Using bullet points to make lists that can help you to remember facts is really good. Try to keep it brief. You don't need to rewrite every note you were ever given, just write enough to jog your memory. And being able to add pictures and use colour can help as well. You could make flashcards on paper or you can make them online using lots of different websites. There's one called Quizlet that's really nice. can help you to just keep facts in your head and test yourself. There's lots of excellent resources online, so in the Google Classrooms that your teachers have made, you should be able to find past exam questions, maybe flashcards, maybe revision notes, links to Scholar, which is a Heriot-Watt University website for National 5s and Highers. It can be really good too. There could be links to good YouTube videos. All sorts of really good resources are available on your Google Classroom. BBC Bitesize is a website that's got resources for National 5 and higher, National 4 as well actually. For many subjects it's really nicely presented and very readable and got little tests as well on it. YouTube has got incredible resources on it. So for example, for maths, there's a YouTube channel called DLB Maths where a teacher has filmed themselves working through exam questions, and they go back quite a few years. So it's available for National 5 Higher and Advanced Higher. The other picture on this slide here's got Mr. Smith Physics, which is another really good YouTube channel. So it's amazing resources on YouTube. Scholar, made by Heriot-Watt University in Edinburgh, and it's got some notes on it. For some subjects it might have an awful lot of detail, but it might be good to dip into if you just need to do a little bit more reading in some areas. Some handy little revision tests in it and some little videos and animations can be good. Some subjects have got websites as well, so there's National 5 and Higher Maths courses, complete courses available online. So it's there for maths, there will be some for other subjects too. And the SQA website has got exam questions which are invaluable. You really have to be very familiar with exam questions to feel confident in the exam so you don't get any surprises. So when using it to get the best use out of it, do write your answers down. Do use the marking scheme to check your answers and mark them. When you get it wrong, don't worry about it. Copy the right answer. Maybe read your notes again to try and do a little background reading on the area that you were weak, and then at a later time you could attempt the question another time to see if you've now got it. And writing your own questions after having spotted what they normally look like and sharing with friends would be a fantastic thing to do together. Sometimes people do weird and wonderful things when they're studying as well. So you could write some notes on post-it notes, stick it around your mirror so you can look at it while you're getting yourself ready in the morning. You could make posters and put it on your bedroom wall or blue tack them to the back of your door or whatever. Whatever works for you is fantastic. And we all study in different ways, but doing anything at all will definitely help you. I hope this has been useful. If you need more help or advice, speak to your teachers or speak to your friends.